My bad. YouTube, what's going on? Appreciate y'all watching my videos, man. Doing another live with y'all. Hey, hold on a second. I gotta turn the APU on real quick. It's hot, man. Gotta turn this APU on. Ugh. I got some grapes. Russ 918. Russ 918. What's going on, man? Russ, hey, man. Email me your phone number, man. You at Travel Loco? Email me your phone number, man. jhtrucking45@gmail.com. Play CVR. Yeah, what's going on, man? Daniel Lynch, what's going on? Yeah, jhtrucking45@gmail.com. Hey, y'all would never know. You guys, y'all gonna be. I got my map, my Motor Carriers Atlas. I had this map for a long time. I got this map on sale in 2016. I think I paid $5 for this map. I bought it from a Love's. Yeah, man. Trying to get this APU get going, man. It's hot. Hey, man. What's going on with y'all? I'm at this place, man. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. This load right here, I used to run with Snyder all the time. This is a Kimberly Clark load. Any of you Snyder drivers that run the Southeast, you know where I'm at. It's a Kimberly Clark in Beach Island, and then there's another one over in Granite City. No, Graniteville, South Carolina. I'm in Graniteville, South Carolina. I'm probably gonna be here for about a good 2 hours. It's a live load, but you know, the load paying about $1,100. The load is paying $1,100. I'm thinking I could have got $1,200 out of it if I knew I had to wait 2 hours to get it loaded. I could have got $1,200 or $1,300 on it. But I already got the Raycom, so it's too late. You can't go back on it. So let me tell y'all something. Y'all need to go and get a truck and trailer. It don't make no sense. This load right here, I used to see loads coming out of here, Graniteville, South Carolina, going all over the place. Loads, loads going down to like, I would say maybe 200 miles, 300 miles coming out of here, paying maybe anywhere from $350 to about $600 coming out of here when I was on Snyder Board, depending on where it's going and stuff. I'm getting this load out of here for almost $4 a mile, because the load is going 300 miles. So you go 1,100 divide. Hold on, let me Google this real quick. Hold on, I'm Googling it. Hold on. This load is going to Quincy, Florida. It's from here to Quincy, Florida. It's exactly 300 miles. Hold on, let me back it up. This guy walking. I don't know who would walk this load. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all. I'm trying to do some magic over here. Hold on. Quincy, Florida. And anybody who been on Schneider Board, like down there on I-10, you got Publix, Winn-Dixie, who else? You got BJ's, you got, it's a lot of big name warehouses down there off of I-10 in Florida. Like between Jacksonville and Tallahassee. You got Winn-Dixie, Publix, BJ's. It's a handful of little warehouses. So I'm going exactly 300 miles. And I'm gonna make 1,100 on this load. Now I've pulled loads out of here many times. This is actually one of my favorite customers on Snyder's board. I can usually get loads out of here paying about $2 a mile. But I'm going 300 miles. 300 miles. I'm getting, hold on, let me turn this stuff off again. I'm getting about $3 and I'm getting $3.60 a mile on this load. I'm getting almost $1. I'm getting $1.10 more, maybe dollar. I would confidently say I'm getting about $1.50 more per mile for this load that I used to pull for Snyder. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I know. You know what I'm talking about. Daniel Lynch, you know what I'm talking about. You got Beach Island and you got Graniteville, South Carolina. It's a big box customer. Kimberly Clark, big box customer. So, yeah, I gotta wait 2 hours to get live loaded, but I'm only going 300 miles. I'm not burning no fuel. I'm grossing a lot of money without moving the truck. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the name of the game. When you got your own truck and trailer, you want to gross high, and you want to gross high as possible without moving your truck. That's what you want to do when you got your own truck and trailer, when you got your own equipment. Me and my dispatcher, we had a good conversation. I told him I want loads that's paying as close to $3 a mile as possible, if not more. Anything that goes up in the Northeast, I'm gonna need at least $250 a mile for it, because you got to pay for tolls. I'm gonna need at least $260, $270 a mile, because if a load is going 800 miles from the Southeast going up in the Northeast times $250 a mile, yeah, you're gonna need at least $2,500 to go up there. So I would say at least 800 times 250. So that's what I told my dispatcher. So anything else, $2 a mile. Going up in the Northeast, $250 a mile, $275 a mile, something like that. Loads that go down to Florida, $3 a mile. You have to get at least $3 a mile going down to Florida, because you're gonna have to deadhead out. 9 times out of 10 going down to Florida, you gotta deadhead out. So to go down to Florida, you gotta get at least $3 a mile minimum, because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna have to deadhead out. So Yeah, 1,200. 1,200. You need to talk to me, Soul Brother Number One. I like that handle, Soul Brother Number One. I like that. Yeah, man. Email me at jhtrucking45@gmail.com. Use two and make 410 at KC. Yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. So, um, I was gonna talk about something. I was gonna talk about something. Oh, I watched I watched Dre's video. He was talking about um the mitigation system that Snyder got on these trucks. I got a lot to say about that, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to get a lot of guys in trouble. Because there's some things you can do with the mitigation system, and I don't want to talk about it because then that mitigation system is a big deal, and it's some secrets that I got. I don't want to talk about it, but that mitigation system is one of the reasons why I left Snyder. Because when you run in a business, it's a lot of risk when you're working with a carrier that's got like a lot of petty rules on running your truck. It's supposed to be your truck, but their rules are very petty. And I know they're a big company. And see, the thing is, like with a big company, these big companies don't care about us. They don't care about us drivers. They act like we care. Because you go to these big carriers, JB Hunt, Snyder's, the Swift, when you talking to these big carriers, they got all this advertising. Oh, we care about our drivers. Our drivers are number one. Our drivers are priority. We have top pay for our drivers. We love you, drivers. Bullshit. Because you go to these companies, right? And you work for them, and like they nickel and dime you, right? They give you, they pay you pennies and shit. They are making hand over fist on you. They're making so much money. These loads out here pay so much money, and they giving you $100, $200 on these loads. When that same load, if you was to go through a broker or go direct to the customer, you would get 10 times the rate. Like right now, this load that I'm on, I'm getting twice the rate on this load. I'm making twice the money that I used to get from Snyder on this same load. I used to run this load all the time. Loads coming out of here going down to Publix. Loads out of here going down to BJ's. Loads coming out of Atlanta going down to Florida, Jacksonville, BJ's, Publix, Winn-Dixie. What's the other place? Save a Lot, Save Right, some distribution center down there. Walmart. It just don't make no sense, man. They're taking so much money off the top, and like you can't grow a real business when you're making 1,500 a week. Some guys are cool with 1,000 a week, 1,500 a week. That ain't enough money, man. You were responsible for a truck. If that truck break down, 1,500 a week can't save you. You need to be making $3,000 a week, $2,000 a week minimum. You need to be averaging every week 2,500 a week, 2,000, 3,000 a week, 3,500 a week needs to be deposited into your checking account. So you could save. You can actually grow and run a substantial business, a trucking business out here. You got, Like if you guys are doing power only, like a Snyder IC, or if you're doing power only, like a Landstar or something like that, and you just responsible for a truck, tires on these trucks gonna run you about $5 grand, $6 grand to do tires all the way around. Steer tires gonna cost you about $1,000. Drive tires gonna cost you about $3,500. That's $4,500, almost $5 grand. Once you get the tires installed, you're looking at $5 grand to put tires on your truck. If something go wrong with the motor, parts and pieces on the truck cost a lot of money. You need to be making enough money every week to justify getting out here and running this truck. And like Snyder just, they're not paying enough doggone money for that mess. They're not paying enough money for you to really grow a substantial, real trucking business where every year in this business you should be able to go and buy a truck cash every year. That's how much money you should be making. You should be able to go and buy a truck and trailer cash every year. That's how much money you should be able to make enough money in a year to spend $50,000 a year on a truck. Okay? I don't know if any of y'all watch Trucker Brown or LaShawn Parks and them guys. Them two guys went out and bought them a truck, teamed up for about a year, and went and bought. They got 2 trucks together, man. That's how much money you need to be making out here. You need to be making 6, 7, 8 grand a week, 9 grand a week. Because if you making that much money, you got enough money to pay for fuel, insurance, the truck can break down. You can just write a check, no problem. Write a check. Oh, it's gonna cost about $4,500? No problem. Go ahead and put that new in there. Go get, fix that. No problem. Call me when it's done. And that shouldn't be a problem. It's not a burden. You should just be able to write that check, go ahead and fix that, and be back on the road in a couple days. $1,500 a week ain't gonna save you, man. It don't make no sense. But don't get me wrong, I was at Snyder, but it was good for a little while. But once you start running and they start doing magic tricks with the board, it's hard to get ahead, man. You making $1,500 a week. It's hard. You know, it's really hard to grow a real business, and you just stuck in the rat race. $1,200 a week, $1,300 a week, $1,500 a week, 16. I mean, don't get me wrong, $1,500, $1,600 a week is a lot of money, but you got to allocate $600, $700 a week off the top to pay your bills, and you for to eat, and you to eat, you got to eat, pay your personal bills, and if you got kids and you got a wife, I mean, $800 a week is just enough for you to take care of your household bills, and then you need another $1,000 to $2,000 to take care of your business, okay? To take care of your truck and your trailer. So, but yeah, I was talking about the mitigation system. I got off track, I'm sorry. The mitigation system. Like these companies, like guys, we like to argue and call up our companies and start cussing at them, and like you talking to the wrong person. Like you want to call your dispatcher, you want to call your ICA, your DBL, your fleet manager, your safety manager, and all this. Them people don't care, man. They just doing a job. They trying to wait. They just wasting time till 5 o'clock. They don't care. They're gonna listen to your phone call. They're gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I hear you, driver. I understand. Well, you need anything else? Okay, bye. And then they go home and forget all about that shit. It's just a job. The best thing you can do is just cancel your contract and move on to another company. Because you can't beat these people. You can't beat Snyder at their own game. You can't beat a JB Hunt. You can't beat Swift. You can't beat a Landstar. You're not going to make them change their rules. The way that you speak and communicate is you leave. That's how you communicate. You stand up for yourself and you say, you know what? I'm not going to take this bullshit, these shitty ass rates, these dumbass rules, and you get your truck and you leave and go to another company. That's what you do. You don't sit there and argue with these people. You know, a mitigation system and all these different electronics and Qualcomms on the truck. It's just bullshit to get in the way of your money. That's all it is. Because it don't take that much to run these trucks. And like these big companies, they make trucking more complicated than it is. Like I'm with Traveloco. It's so simple to make money. It's simple. Okay? You follow your rules, you follow the DOT rules, you go down the road, you do your pre-trip on your truck, you make sure your truck is safe to go down the road, you do your logbook, you do all the safety stuff. Once we got all that out the way, now we can go down the road and make money. So, but companies like a Swift, Snyder, JB Hunt, they make trucking so damn complicated with all this extra garbage. Come on in here. We got to do this computer training. Come on in here. You got a light bulb out. We're gonna put you out of service. Get the hell out of here, man. It's a light bulb. Oh, you got a hard braking event. You don't know how to drive a truck. Come on in here and let us show you how to drive a truck. Your damn DBL, your ICA, sitting at a desk, never driven a truck, never in their life. They're gonna sit up there and tell you how to run a truck. Oh, you mashing on the brakes too hard. Oh, there was a fly flying by your truck. You had a hard braking event. That fly, you come on, man. If any of y'all watch Dre, I don't know, how do you pronounce it? DMI TV or something like that. But his name is Dre, man. Y'all watch that video. It's a video talking about the mitigation system, man. You know, I get it, man. I've been there, man. That's why I left, man. The hell with that. Because it's like, I've been in this business 10, 11, almost going on 11 years. I'm not about to sit here and let some paper pusher, pencil neck MIP TV. Yeah, I'm not about to sit here and listen to some guy who never been inside of a truck, never in their life tell me how to run a damn truck, okay? You know, like, I'm open-minded. I don't mind learning, you know, but you're not gonna get down my throat about something stupid, man. It's real stupid. It's very small. You're wasting a lot of time, you know? Like, I've been on the phone with my ICA, man, and he sit up there and tell me, he started adding extra stuff to the situation. Well, did you get enough sleep last night? Maybe you hit your brakes too hard. Did you get enough sleep? What happened? Did you just adding stuff? I'm like, dude, what? It's like, dude, you adding stuff to it. None of that stuff happened, dude. Okay? These big companies act like these computers in these trucks don't break. You know what a safety manager told me one time? I was at JB Hunt. I had a hard braking event. You know what a safety manager told me one time? He said, oh, our stuff don't break. It's you with the problem. You don't know how to drive a truck. I was like, what? Man, I was about to say something, but I kept my composure and I stayed professional. You know, I bit my tongue. I just smiled and I was like, you know, I just shook my head, you know. But, you know, we have to stay corporate. When you got a company representative behind a desk and shit, you have to be professional, and you gotta bite your tongue sometimes. But everybody wanna call me, man. But yeah, man, so like, I get it. The mitigation system is here to help us be safe, but I think these companies, they have it set up to where, you know, they act like we don't know what we're doing, man. It sucks. Like, I'm not fresh out of truck driving school, and I'm not trying to act like I got a big chip on my shoulder, but these companies take it way too far. They turn little small things into big things. You know, it's very unnecessary. Like, these companies never want to hear your side to the situation. And don't come to Snyder. No, I don't want to say don't come to Snyder, man. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say Snyder, the IC Choice Board is very good. Snyder is a good company as a whole. It's one of the best trucking companies I've been at for a long time. I've been at a handful of trucking companies, and Snyder, you know, when you talk about the bigger scope of big major carriers and in trucking companies, like I would say Snyder is a pretty okay company. If you don't mind being a company driver and all the hand holding and you know, you don't mind following a few rules as a whole, Snyder's a good company to work for if you just want a job. They're just not for me. It's just not for me. But if you don't mind dealing with, you know, the corporate rules and whatnot, because, you know, it's another big company, they're corporate. If you don't mind dealing with that stuff, you know, it may be okay. But for me, it's just not for me. Because, you know, I appreciate Snyder giving me the opportunity to learn trucking, the business side of trucking. You know, it allowed me to learn rates. They allowed me to get a truck, and I learned a lot at Snyder. I learned a lot. So I'm not here to downplay and dog Snyder. Snyder's it's a decent company, man. It's a decent company. But to tell you the truth, I don't think Snyder has any business running contractors. They have no business leasing on um, owner operators because they got too many rules. You can't tell a guy he can do whatever he wants, but then he can't do whatever he wants. You know, it's just like it's just too many rules. And then the rates are the rates suck. But at the same time, like if you got to pay for a truck to go over to Snyder IC, yeah, I would do it. Because once you learn their loads and their load patterns, you can be home every weekend. You can be home through the week. If you live in a hot freight area like Atlanta, Jacksonville, Savannah, Charlotte, anywhere in the Northeast, New Jersey, Dallas, Texas, um, they have they have you can be home every other day and every weekend. You know, if you got to pay for a truck, because at Snyder, it's not that hard to gross $3,000 a week. And if you got to pay for a truck, $3,000 a week ain't that bad. And after fuel, you taking home, after fuel and insurance and stuff, you taking home $2,000 a week. If you got to gross more than $3,000 a week, Snyder IC, I wouldn't. It's very hard to do. You gotta work very, very hard to gross $4,000 a week. So, but yeah, man, I don't really have any. You know, I don't want to sit like this. This is bashing Snyder because Snyder is a pretty decent company. If you're just looking for a trucking job, because you know they got a lot of rules. You got to do all this extra bullshit. You know, they make trucking overly complicated. It's very unnecessary to do that. But yeah, man, Snyder's all good, man. They all good. You know, you can go over there and get a truck with no money down. Yeah, yeah. I don't see with Snyder, man. Loads always canceling all the time. I mean, loads don't always cancel. It's just they have a high probability of load cancel. It's not that the load cancels, because the load rarely cancels. See with Snyder, let me like see with my last video, my other live feed when I was telling y'all about the different business models that these companies have. Like Snyder has dedicated lanes with these customers. You know, a Kimberly Clark, Georgia Pacific, International Paper, Target, all these big companies. In a lot of cases, Snyder has their own warehouse. Because Snyder has a logistics department, and they have their own warehouse. They like Snyder is just like Snyder would do like a Excel, okay, or Excel. You know, these warehousing companies that's got freight, right? And Snyder does that same thing. So these loads don't cancel at Snyder. It's just that they would tell you the load cancel, but they would give it to his company driver, or they would give it to another IC altogether. You know what I'm saying? But they tell you the load cancel, so you know it's kind of out of their hands. They can decide what they want to do with the load whenever they feel like it. So it's be like, so it'll be a load here going somewhere. You book it, right? But then they'll look at the load and then they'll reconsider the load, and they'll be like, well, this load here is paying 1,100. Well, let's give it to this driver. You know, let's give it to this company driver. We might can make more money on it. Let's tell that driver that the load canceled. That's a way for them to get out of that. And you really can't do anything about it. You can do something about it, but we don't have any leverage, especially with Snyder, the Snyder Choice Board. You really don't have no leverage. You have no leverage at all. Legally, you just don't have no leverage. Financially, you don't have no leverage. And like, you don't have a trailer. You have no leverage at all. See, like over here, where I got the truck and trailer, I can decide whether I want to pick up a load or not. You know, if I go to a customer and the load ain't ready, or they don't want to load the trailer, I can just take off. Bye. Snyder, you can't do that because you have to pull their loads. And you know, that's one of the reasons why they don't want the IC drivers to book loads on public load boards, because they know that they're not paying market rates for these loads. They know that. You know, they're paying half of what the load's supposed to pay, going a certain lane, going a certain direction. You know, loads going up in the Northeast paying 1,500. Are you crazy? If you running a load from the Southeast to the Northeast, you need to be getting at least 2,500, 2,600, 2,700, 2,800. You know, $2.50 a mile, $3 a mile. That's the average rate to go up in the Northeast, because you got to pay for tolls and all this other stuff. So it just don't make no sense, man. And they know it. They know it. But other than that, the IC board is still pretty good. All this bad stuff I done said about Snyder, it's not bad. It's just my opinion. It's just how I feel, and that's my opinion. But I mean, if you guys talking about going to Snyder, you can go ahead on to Snyder. It's still pretty good. I don't want to dog Snyder. It's just my experience, and you know, because my heart and what I want out of trucking is more than just $1,500 a week and being a contractor, a quote unquote glorified company driver. I want more than that. I want 10, 15, 20 trucks, and you can't do that at Snyder. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't build business credit with vendors. You know, you can't build, like, I have this trailer. I got this 53-foot dry box. I'm building a relationship by getting this dry box. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, maybe 2 years later, a year later, I can go into utility and say, hey man, I got an account over here, man. I need about 5 more trailers, man. They check your credit. Oh yeah, you've been paying your bill on time. We're gonna give you these 5 trailers, no money down. Okay, cool. Running stuff for Snyder, you never get a chance to build your own credit, your own name, your own brand. You never get a chance to do that. You using their fuel card. The truck that you leasing through Snyder Finance, it don't report on your credit. Okay? Snyder Finance will tell you that they try to sell you on the idea that it's actually a good idea that it doesn't report on your credit. But let you not pay that truck note. Oh, it's gonna report. You get the bad side, but you don't get the good. So, you know, like if you build a relationship with a truck dealer and you go in there and get a truck, want that relationship, man. You want that relationship. You want to go in there and get a truck and be able to build that credit and that relationship up. So you can go in there and you can be like, hey man, I need about 5 trucks, man. I got an account over here. Got to put drivers in them. You look at your account. Oh yeah, man. Especially if you come to the same dealer, the same shop all the time to get your truck worked on. No, I still got the Snyder Finance truck, man. I still got it. I still got it. I still got the Snyder Finance truck because I know a lot of you guys, you know, because I'm not stupid, man. I'm not stupid because I kind of see it as like you got to get a truck cheap enough. You got to lease a truck cheap enough and do a 1-year lease, so that way you're not on the hook for the whole balance of the loan. You know what I'm saying? You go to a dealer and get a truck, you're gonna be on the hook for the whole 50,000-60,000. Like leasing the truck through Snyder, I lessen my risk by getting a 1-year lease. That way I'm only on the hook for the 1 year. I'm halfway into my lease. I'm probably not even on the hook for maybe like 10, maybe 12,000. I'd rather be on the hook for 12,000 for just 6 months of lease payments than to be on the hook for, you know, a long period of time. But then it just depends on how you want to do it, because if you got a truck through a bank or through a dealer, your truck note is going to be cheaper. You're just stretching the payments out. So your truck note is going to be $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 a month, and you know you got 48 months or whatever. So Shot City Trucker, what's going on, man? Yeah, see, you know, so it's like, I mean, a lot of y'all, I know y'all don't tell the whole story, because it's just like a lot of y'all, I don't want to say that y'all lying, but a lot of y'all kind of twist the information. You know, it's just like, oh yeah, my truck payment $1,000 a month. Yeah, but it's for 60 months. You know what I'm saying? Like when my lease is up for this 1 year, and then I re-sign another lease for another year, when I re-sign the lease for this same truck, the balance of the lease is gonna be the same amount if I was to go to a dealer. The residual is gonna be about 50,000. Now, if I take these miles on this truck, and I go on truckpaper.com, or I go to Arrow Truck Sales and I put it against those same trucks, it's about the same amount of money. The trucks are ranging anywhere from 55 to 60,000. With, if I you know, look at the same miles, the same truck. Now a certain truck may be slightly different. That truck may be 13 speed, or another truck may be a 10 speed, or this truck may have heated seats and a lot of dumb shit I really don't care about. I want the truck to run. Does the truck run? Yeah. So that's all that matters. It got virgin tires on it. Yeah. Okay. It's got a good strong motor in it. Yeah. That's what matters to me. I don't care about the truck having side skirts. I don't care about the truck having heated seats, heated wiper blades, the type of mud flaps, or I don't know, all the dumb shit that guys care about when they go buy a truck. I want the truck to run. So when I compare a truck, you got a Freightliner and a Freightliner, and I look at the miles on the truck, and I spec the truck compared to other trucks out there at different dealers, it's about the same. Because, like, yeah, I know that, okay, Snyder Finance goes factory direct. Snyder buys thousands of these damn trucks on paper at an agreed price. They deserve that because I'm not a big trucking company. I can't afford to go into no Freightliner and buy thousands of trucks. That's how they can make money on these trucks. So like okay, I'm sure Snyder probably got this truck for about 100,000, a 90,000, 80,000, straight from the factory, right? I know that, but then they sell it to us for 140, 150,000. They deserve that. That's just like you going to Foot Locker and buying some Jordans for $200, but it only cost them $10 to make them shoes. But guys, people buy them shoes all the time. We go and buy a Charger. We go and buy a Mercedes Benz. That damn car only costs $5,000 to make, but we buy them all the time. But then I got guys chewing me about I'm using my logic, my common sense to get a truck. It's like, oh, that truck is 11. My truck is $1,100 a month. You paying $2,800 a month. But if you start to calculate the numbers, it's the same. It comes out the same. I'm paying a little bit more per month because I'm paying the truck down quicker. Yeah, I'm leasing it, but it's a lease purchase, not a lease. It's not a straight lease. It's a lease purchase. So like I look at my lease payment every month. I can log on to my Snyder Finance account and look at my account, my balance due. Just like if you was to buy a truck through a bank and you show your balance due, the interest rate, your payments that you made. It's the same thing. So when I log on my Snyder Finance account, it shows how much I owe and the truck payments that I've made. Okay, some of you guys got the maintenance account. So if you got the maintenance account, it'll show you your maintenance account, how much money in your maintenance account, and your balance, your residual balance on your truck. Same fucking thing. I look at my account every week. So, yeah, I'm paying more per month, but at the end of next year, the truck is going to be mine. The truck is going to be paid for. Because at the end of next year, I'll probably owe about $15,000 on this truck. I should have about $15,000 in my business checking account. I can just write them a check and get the title to the truck. So I'm using my logic. So a lot of guys, they'll chew me out because I'm using my common sense and my logic. I mean, it's like, like what are we arguing about? Like, I'm helping guys to get a truck. I don't care where you get the truck from. You worrying about, a lot of these guys, they're worrying about, oh, the lease, you leasing. You get that truck back. Get that truck back. Or you need to go to a dealer. But mind you, I didn't put nothing down on this truck. I didn't put nothing down on my trailer. I never put money down on nothing I buy. My house that I bought, I put nothing down. The car that I bought, my BMW, I didn't put no money down on that car. Nothing. I don't put money down on things that I'm going to make payments on. Because they're going to make money off you when you're making those payments. Why give a company money down when you're going to be making a payment? They're double dipping. So say you default on the loan. Say you default. You basically gave away money. Say whatever shit happens in life, you default. And you got to give the stuff back. Now you just wasted. You wasted it. So that's just my opinion. That's how I look at payments and stuff. So I never put money down unless it's a real situation where it's something that I gotta have and I'm in a tight situation. Yeah, but if they asking me money down, I just keep shopping until I get to a bank or a lender that gives me no money down, just like I did with that trailer. Like with that trailer, I had a whole bunch of offers from different lenders that gave me loans, but they kept asking for money down. I wasn't gonna put no money down. I just ain't gonna do it. So I kept going and going and going until I found somebody that's gonna give me a trailer with no money down. It's gonna be in my business name. The interest rate's gonna be what I want. The payment is gonna be what I want, and I ain't gonna put no money down. So that's how I do it. I don't put money down. Like some guys, they gonna put $5,000, $10,000 down on a truck and make payments on it. I'm not doing it. Just ain't gonna do it. But that's just my opinion. My rental properties, I let tenants pay for the rental properties. They pretty much take care of themselves. So all the rent that come in, they pay. I really don't make no money off my rentals. I have a 3-year strategy on having a paid for rental properties. If I can't pay for them like less than 3 to 4 years, I don't do it, because when you start to stretch it out like 5, 10, 20 years, you're talking about risk, and then you're talking about you extending you spending the money out too far, and you're not making money enough quicker. You want to do it less than 3 years. So I got, like, my one rental property is $30,000. All the rent that comes in, it goes to paying off the rental property. And the rental property that I have is not a mortgage. It's a business loan that I got against my business. So like half of it is personal, and then half of it is a business loan. So it's just a business loan, just a general line of credit. So I have the deed to the property. There's no like mortgage. It's not secured. It's unsecured debt. So I just went to the bank and I just got a business line of credit, and some of it is business line of credit and some of it is personal. But that's how I feel about it. So I like to get stuff for free. If you come out here and get this stuff, the stuff is free. The trailer is free. This truck is free. I didn't pay for it. So I didn't come out of my pocket. I didn't put no money down. It's free. The trailer's gonna pay for itself. Let these customers pay for this stuff. Okay? Let the customers pay for this stuff. Okay? Let this stuff pay for itself. That's how I feel about it. I'm not gonna come out of my own pocket, and because I don't believe in that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, I'm up here running my mouth. But I know I'm touching a lot of guys with this leasing a truck and all this stuff, because there are a lot of guys out here that's stuck in like old-fashioned thinking. So it's just like when they hear like a difference in opinion, they don't respect the difference in opinion. Like I see a guy who go to a dealer and get a truck, and now I disagree with that, but I do respect that guy because we're both in business. You guys are in business. You guys are getting your trucks and your trailers. I'm getting my truck and my trailer, and 20% down. Nathan, 20% down on a rental property is a lot of money. There are a lot of ways to get a rental property without putting 20% down. I would shoot for 3%. I would try to shoot for a 413B construction loan where you only put 3% down. 10K, 20%. What's that? 50,000. Okay. I mean, 10K is a lot of money. You could have got a 403B and put 3% down, and all you got to do is live in the property for 1 year. You live in the property. You don't have to physically live in it, but your name and your license has to be to establish homestead. Your license have to be attached to the property. You got to have bills coming there and stuff like that. So you can still rent it out, but you just got to play that little game. So you basically just live there for about 30 days. You got to get some bills in your name. get your license redone and stuff like that. So, I mean, see, 20% down, that's traditional lending guidelines. But the type of lending guidelines that I go by are unconventional, creative lending guidelines. Like I go for, under the table lending guidelines. Any kind of guidelines that I can find where I don't have to come out of pocket. I don't have to physically come out of my own pocket. I mean, some of the lenders to get approved, you got to have the actual cash on hand, but you don't have to give it to them. You just have to have proof of funds. You just have to have proof of funds. So if you see a property that's 50,000, I can get that property without putting no money down. So I try to do things without putting no money down. I have to have some skin in the game, maybe 2,000-3,000, but that's about it. I try to find a way to do the deal without having my own cash in the deal. Like for example, my rental property, I paid cash for it, right? But I didn't use my own cash. Like, I used the bank's cash. They gave me the cash. I bought it. The property pays for itself. I didn't pull money out of my own pocket. You know what I'm saying? So you got to leverage the bank and negotiate with the bank and find out ways to get the money to buy the property without using your hard-earned cash that you done slave for at a job you don't work for. And a lot of guys don't have that kind of thinking. It's paperwork, man. All you did is just sign some papers. Like I got this trailer. I just signed some papers. It was a one-page credit application I signed to get that trailer. I ain't even paid the first month's note on it yet. I done made I don't know how much money with that trailer so far. It's paperwork. Hey babe, how you doing? Watching my videos. But hey man, yeah, so I'm just sitting up and talking. I got a whole hour, man. But hey man, I appreciate y'all watching my videos, man. Yeah. I mean, Snyder's alright, man. You just gotta learn that game, man. You just gotta learn that game. But yeah, man. I Hey babe, how you doing? Got my girlfriend in here watching my videos. Hey man, so I'm just up here talking shit, man. So that's just how that's just my opinion. Like some guys, they don't mind. They very old fashioned. They do the traditional guidelines, banking guidelines. They put 20% down. But to me, that's just a waste of money. It's a waste of money because there are a lot of ways to get what you want without using your hard-earned cash. The cash that you done went and worked 80 hours a week for, slaved up and down the road for, you're gonna go and put it up, and give it away. Because if you look at the paperwork, some down payments don't even go towards the balance of the loan. Sometimes it's just giving them free money. So, I'm older than you. Oh, well, I mean, we still about the same age. We still about 30 years old. But the point is, we just, 912 West. Yeah, man, we just got a different way of thinking, man. Just a different way of thinking. I just don't believe on putting my money up front. There are a lot of ways to get stuff without putting your money up. So, I believe in letting this stuff pay for itself. Because if, like with us, like we truck drivers, if you drive a truck, you driving the truck anyway, right? You driving the truck anyway. If you're a company driver, you driving the truck. If you're a lease driver, you driving the truck. If you're an owner operator, you driving the truck. All it is just paperwork. You just shifting paperwork around. Either you be W-2 and they take all the responsibility of the truck and they pay you, or you a lease driver or owner operator and you take on the responsibility of the truck, but the truck still you got to pay for the truck. You got to buy fuel, maintenance, you got to buy tires on the truck. It's just paperwork, you know. So is the game of this country, it's like, like with real estate. For example, real estate in this country, real estate has always been owned by, like, when you buy a house, you don't necessarily buy it. It's not yours, because you got to pay taxes on it. As long as you live in this country and you got to pay taxes on stuff, you never really own it. It always, our property in this country belongs to the government. It belongs to it belongs to it belongs to it belongs to the royal, because when the British left, uh, um, when the British left Great Britain, right? They came over here and they established the laws and the tax law and everything. Everything is over here is based on Great Britain. Okay, when the British settled over here, so the land, like real estate, all that stuff belongs to the government. It belongs to the crown, so to speak. It belongs to Queen Elizabeth, right? So we got to pay taxes, all right? So as long as we pay taxes, we never really fully 100% own it, okay? It's not like you go to the store and buy some shoes. It's different. When you buy real estate and property over here in this country, we always got to pay taxes. So, like, it's just a matter of paperwork being able to extract income from things that's worth money. It's just paperwork. So, and the government, they don't really want you to know this information, because they know that if you start buying real estate, trucks, and warehouses and stuff like that, they know you can get out the rat race, so to speak, and not have to work and pay them taxes. The government whole agenda is to create jobs and keep you working and pay taxes. So like the government, they don't produce or make anything. Their whole agenda is to collect taxes. Just like Queen Elizabeth and King George from way back in first century, they owned the land, and all the little small people, the peasants and all the small people, they work and they pay taxes. In the middle of the night, the knights can come and knock on your door and say, hey, you owe us taxes, or they'll kill you. It's the same thing here. But I mean, they don't kill you, they just put you in jail. But taxes is a serious like in a lot of countries, a lot of other countries where you can go and buy real estate or buy property and not pay taxes on it. Over here we still live off, the crown, so to speak, the British, the old-fashioned, when they settled over here. But this video an hour long, man. This video an hour long, but that's the thing. Once you start to understand, it's just paperwork. When I say it's just paperwork, that's just what I mean. You just shift in the paperwork, ownership rights. That's it. It's like when you have a deed to a property, you don't necessarily own that property. You just have a trust and interest, ownership rights of that property. So that means you have the deed, right? You have the title to a truck. You never really own the truck, because as long as you own that truck, you got to pay taxes on it. You got to get a plate for it. You got to pay property taxes. It's all this extra shit. If you just got a truck and let it sit in a lot, you still got to pay for it. What happens if you don't pay for that truck? The tow truck coming, the tow truck come, tow the truck away, and then they auction it off so you can pay the taxes. The same thing with real estate. The same thing with warehouses and everything else that's worth money. So the title doesn't necessarily always gives you ownership. It just gives you interest and into a piece of property, and you know you have to pay taxes on it. So you know, so if you got a piece of real estate, you can rent it out. That's income coming in, passive income. You know, I mean, passive income is not taxed like earned income. Like earned income is taxed very high, 20-30%. Passive income, you know, you're looking at 4-5%. And then you got like with real estate, you can write it off for 28 years. You know what I'm saying? So you actually make money with real estate because the tax is so small, 5%. You know, the 5% interest rate on a piece of property, not interest, but taxes. The tax rate on a piece of real estate, if you're making money with it, commercial property, once you factor in all the expenses for that property, you're making money off of it. So, you know, you got, you know, 5% taxes and you made $100,000 off this property. You know, you start to get in the negative, and then the government pays you money for owning property. But the government don't want you to know this. They don't want you to know that. But once you start learning how the game go, how to not have a job and not have to work for a living, once you figure it out and get out the rat race, you're good. You don't have to work for the rest of your life. You know, so they don't want you to learn the paperwork game. So it's just paperwork. You can go and buy a house, sign on the dotted line, and now you own a house. You go buy a trailer. Snyder don't want you to know this shit. They don't want you to know that you can really go buy a trailer. You can go get a used trailer for $10,000. A nice, good used trailer for $10,000. You can go pull freight all day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure a lot of you guys that's signed on with Snyder, I'm sure y'all got about 5 or 10,000, man. You can go buy you a trailer, but they don't want you to know this. They'll scare you. Oh, it costs so much money. Oh, you can't do that. These loads pay so much money out here, man. So that's the regime. They want you to stay W-2 employee, pay the taxes, and never get out of the rat race. You know, you always working for a living, working. You always need a job. Scared. You always, this fear is just scared. You know, oh, I need a job. You know, that's the game. You know. How about being self-employed? How about being financially independent? They don't want you to learn about being financially independent. They don't want you to buy real estate. They don't want you to buy trucks, you know, and they don't want you to do that stuff. They don't want you to buy grocery stores and gas stations. They don't talk about that stuff. They talk about jobs. But anyway, this video is it's about an hour, man. I've been running my mouth, but I appreciate y'all watching my videos, man. Sitting up here running my mouth for a whole hour. I can't believe y'all sitting up here watching me, man. So I'm sitting basically, baby, their truck called me. Man, a situation like that, man, Philip, I would have just told him, man, I'm Bob telling home. Call me when y'all get a load. And of course, what they're going to do is they're going to scare you, right? They're going to be like, oh, well, we're going to charge you. We're going to charge you $1 a mile. Okay? So if you about 100 miles from your house, right? And they're going to charge you, if you're a company driver, charge you for running them 100 miles to go home because you don't have a load. If it's like $1 a mile, they ain't but $100. Okay, take it out of my paycheck. It's fine. Because when y'all ready, y'all can give me a load. You know, I've done that a couple times when I was a company driver. They threaten you to charge you $100 or $1 a mile to run the truck. Because I mean, you sitting in the middle of nowhere. What you gonna do? Give me a load or I'm gonna go home. They can't stop you. What they gonna do? Yeah, I probably done passed you 1,000 times. I told y'all that you can email me at jhtrucking45@gmail.com. Y'all be playing. Where you bank at to get money with? See that shit. That's the shit I'm talking about. It's a lot of information out here, guys just don't know. See, people like that, when it's just the economy. People just get brainwashed. You know, where you bank at to get money with no down payment? There's plenty of places you can get money with no down payment. You just got to play the paperwork game, man. Everybody think in order to get shit, you got to put money down and get stuff. I don't put money down on nothing. I mean, maybe you need a high enough credit score to be able to qualify to get a no money down on certain things, which is fine. Because, if you got to get your credit score up, okay, work on your credit. Because, let me tell you something. For me to get to this point where I got a 700 plus credit score, it took me a long time. I've been through a foreclosure. I've been through a repossession. I had a car repossessed. I've had a lot of things go down on my credit. I probably had about 3 or 4 credit charge-offs on my credit. I'm 35 years old. So, I mean, when I was in college, I got my first credit card when I was in college. I was like 18, 19. So, like, for a lot of you guys, you see me here right now, but you got to understand, before I got here, it took a whole lot of work to get here. So you got to understand that, okay, if you need to work on your credit, well, maybe you might need to put off getting the truck. You have to work on your credit. It's a stepping stone. Okay, so if you're trying to get, a good credit score, okay, work on your credit, man. Pay some of that stuff off. For me to get to this point where I got a 700 plus credit score, I don't know, it took me, I would say it probably took me about, because I've been through unemployment, I've been through getting fired over the last 10 years. I would say a good 10 years. I would say a good 8, 9, 10 years to get to this point where my credit has a lot of information on it. Like, I have a house on my credit, I got car notes on my credit, I got foreclosures on my credit, I got a lot of shit on my credit, good and bad. So, maybe it's, for a lot of you guys, you want to get a truck, and you want to be able to qualify for no money down type opportunities. Maybe you have to back off and leave trucking alone and just focus on getting yourself right, getting your spirit right, and getting your credit right, and getting, learning about credit and learning about the different ways to get money. You know what I mean? Because you can make money by flipping debt. You can use debt to buy stuff, turn around and sell the stuff that you bought with the credit and make money off it, just like Walmart. That's how Walmart makes their money. Walmart don't spend none of their own physical capital to make a living, to make a profit. I say 90% of Walmart's profit is all due to credit. Okay? They go into all these big companies, they buy stuff on credit, they sell it in their stores, and then with the profit, they pay the bill. That's it. But a lot of guys think you gotta have a bunch of money. You don't have to have physical money. You just gotta have credit. You gotta start somewhere with some type of credit. And you gotta use it wisely. You gotta be very careful when it comes to credit. You just can't go out here and just be spending up crazy. You start buying shoes and depreciating assets. You're gonna be working for the rest of your life buying these depreciating assets, because you buying things that's going down in value, which requires you to work all the time to pay for the shit. You know what I'm saying? If you buy things that go up, appreciate in value, that make you money, it affords you the opportunity to Get out of the rat race. Buy some real estate. Now, you got a lot of people running around with $500, $600, $700, $800 car payments. You just throwing out money, because when you done paying for the car ain't gonna be worth shit. But if you go and buy a piece of property, a duplex, triplex, a trailer, or something like that, a truck, yeah, the truck is going down in value, but as long as you keep that truck running, you can always make $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a week with a truck. So if you keep buying this garbage out here that's not making you money, you're gonna always have to keep a job to make to eat. And if you keep buying this stupid shit, shoes, going on trips you can't afford, unless you like a public speaker or something like that, you can go on a trip and have a speaking engagement on the trip and make money. 1 or 2 trips a year, if that's all you can afford, do that. Don't be making it rain in a club, throwing away money, buying chargers and rims and gold necklaces and Jordans and all this dumb shit. You need to be spending $400 or $500 a month buying a mutual fund. You need to be spending $400 or $500 a month in a rental property. That's what you need to be buying. So, but yeah, man, I done ran my mouth, man. I appreciate y'all watching me. I got about 16, 20 people up in here, man. I appreciate y'all. I done ran my mouth for a whole hour, man. I appreciate y'all watching my videos, but that's the deal. You can start a YouTube page, make money making YouTube videos. There's a lot of people on YouTube make a monthly living off making YouTube videos. They don't be talking about nothing. Like me, I'm making money off these YouTube videos. Now, it's not a bunch of money. My YouTube channel makes me about $200 a month. I make about $200 a month for my YouTube videos. Anywhere from $150 to $200 a month. So, it's, like I only got about 2,000 subscribers, so I don't have a bunch of subscribers. But like if I get up to like Trucker Brown, and if I get up to like, all these guys out here get 1 million subscribers, I can make a good living making YouTube videos. Because if you do the math, if I make $100 per 1,000 subscribers, if I get, let me do the math. If I get 10,000 subscribers, how much is that? Let's see, $100 per 1,000. If I get 20,000 times 20,000 subscribers, how much is that? I'm trying to do the math here. Hold on. 20,000 subscribers is times 100. That's what? 2,000 a month? Yeah, it's about 2,000 a month. So, I can make $2,000 a month just by making YouTube videos if I have 20,000 subscribers. If I got, because I got 2,000 subscribers now, and I make anywhere from $150 to $200 a month off my YouTube channel. So every month I get a Google check deposited into my checking account just by making videos. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all. I've been trying to stop this live feed for the longest. I appreciate y'all watching my videos, man. I'll see y'all next time.